started at the 20-yard line with 4 minutes and 55 seconds to go on the clock. They have used 3 minutes and 50 seconds just to get to the Colts 41.
They'll have 3 timeouts here. I don't believe you need to try and pick up the first down. You've got to get it to about a 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 6, then stop the clock, then pick up the first down and take your shots to the end zone.
2nd and 15. Fiedler with time. Throws complete.
Now use your timeout.
McDuffie at the 22, a gain of 19 yards. The Dolphins call their first timeout, 56 seconds left.
So look it to the left, 21 on Macklin, number 27. Just an outstanding block.
I think you've entered Oronde Gadsden territory for the Dolphins down here. He's bigger than all the corners that the Colts have.
Gadsden to the near side. Fiedler throws the other way. McDuffie. Oh, McDuffie to the 10.
We talked about in this game both defenses and offenses knowing one another, and it would be up to individuals to make great plays in key moments. Watch this catch. This is something special. Look at that catch. And then he has the presence to turn it upfield.
And what a great throw.
Oh.
McDuffie, 3 catches, 44 yards, all in this half. They have missed him sorely this year. He's missed a lot of action with a bad big toe.
I'm looking for Gadsden down here.
Fiedler knocked down at the line of scrimmage. 45 seconds to go. Bernard Whittington, the guy who got the hand up.
Bernard Whittington is number 95, and you know, you're trying, if you can't get to the passer, get your hand up. Look at Bernard Whittington. He goes up in the air. That ball is awfully low. He really didn't have to jump very far. All he had to do was get his arm up.
A couple of options down here for Chan-Gailey. One, spread him out, possibly quarterback draw. Again, you got Lamar Smith. You can now bring Lamar Smith in the game because you've got 2 timeouts.
13th play of the drive. 2nd and goal. Fiedler underneath. There was contact before the ball got there. Hollier appeared to tackle O.J. McDuffie.
No, Hollier's looking around. He's not saying anything. Everybody's looking at it. O.J. McDuffie, number 81, is coming across the field. Hollier is 56. He goes down, and O.J. just trips over top of him. It's okay.
For Hollier, it's great.
No harm, no foul.
3rd and goal. Fiedler to the goal line. Touchdown, Weaver. Jed Weaver with his first catch of the day. He had 5 a week ago, which matched his entire season total of 5. And now Mate to tie it up with 34 seconds left in the game. We're tied at 21.
Jed Weaver with 10 catches coming in. Their tight ends only have 16. What he's going to do is he's going to work and pivot out on burst and then come back in the middle as the guys clear it out inside. Little pivot route, work him outside, then pivot on back. Good target, nice throw by Jay Fiedler. He just has to get knocked around for about 2 quarters until he gets that shoulder feeling just right, and then he starts to throw the ball very accurately.
He was magnificent on that drive.
Yeah, big plays by O.J. McDuffie, who just now has started to become a part of this offense again.
And now what you have is the Colts going with the win. Only 34 seconds left. They have all of their timeouts. But Vanderjack, the best kicker in the game, could kick with the win. You talked to him before the game started.
When I talked to him on the field, he said going in this direction, the way the Colts will be going with the ball, Mike said that he felt if he had to, with the wind, he could kick it 60, 65 yards. And this is a strong enough wind, I believe, to carry it.
And you got the Colts, 3 timeouts, and Manning.
and 34 seconds. Coaches don't normally give you 34 seconds in practice to get in the field goal range. They give you 45 or so.
They'll have to do it against a terrific Dolphin defense that has been brilliant all year long.
Michael, listen to this. A number of plays midway through the second quarter. From then on, Miami 50 plays, Indy 22.
They have really come on when they had to. Mate kicking into the wind. Wilkins at the 3. Buried at the 20. Only 28 seconds left. James hit by Taylor. He'll get a couple. And it looks like the Colts don't want to mess around deep in their own end. And they're going to play for overtime.
Yep, they figure they get the ball back, get it into a normal game situation. They've been able to score and get opportunities to get Vanderjagt. The key, I think, in overtime will be which way and who has the wind. I think that's going to be a big factor.
And certainly Miami will have the momentum going into overtime. We'll go to overtime with the Colts and the Dolphins tied at 17 from Pro Players Stadium in Miami. Dave Wannstedt saw his club come from behind on the arm of Jay Fiedler, who got it done in the last minute. And Jim Morris saw his chances of winning a playoff game at least postponed.
And both coaches said that turnovers would be the big key in this game. We felt that. The Dolphins have overcome those 3 interceptions, and Peyton Manning basically has been silent through most of this football game.
The Dolphins have won the toss. The Colts chose the wind. And Danny Kite will kick to Kevin Williams. He's back there with Autry Denson. That's Denson. The clock shows 15 minutes, but that's just the first quarter of overtime. We will play until we have a winner. A shorter kick this time. Williams.
And a
flag is down, and Williams is down at the 20.
Man, there's a whole lot of flags. Flag day.
And it will be a hold against the Dolphins, so they'll start deep in their own territory. Now Lamar Smith is back as option number 1 in your offense.
Hello, Lamar. Welcome back to the game. Now he's really gonna...
And he's rested.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was talking about. With the amount of carries he's had.
During return, 27 receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Arturo Freeman called for the hold, and Smith already has a club record 160-yard rushing.
With the amount of carries that he had, you knew he had to get a little bit winded, so now this has given him an opportunity to get some fresh legs under him. Now you go back and do what you've been able to do, run the football. The change that has to be made will be by the Colts. I believe that they're going to have to commit more people to the line of scrimmage to try and stop Lamar Smith.
The last time they went 80 yards, only the 3rd time all year they have gone 80 yards for a touchdown. Smith gets only 1 to the 11. And if you thought turnovers were important during regulation, how about overtime? You make one mistake in overtime, you may be on your way home.
Well,
you make one, it's over.
Especially if you're the Dolphins backed up this far. You've got to be, Jay Fiedler must do a good job of protecting the football.
Smith, the single setback, 3 wideouts. Fiedler with time, McDuffie. First down at the 25.
Well, what the Colts are doing, they're going with 4 defensive linemen, only 1 linebacker, and that's Mike Peterson, and 6 defensive backs.
Little play action. You know that you got to figure the Colts say Lamar Smith is going to be out there. No. O.J. McDuffie had 5 catches last week, 14 for the year, and now comes up with another big first down catch.
He is so good at finding holes in the zone.
And they've missed him.
Back to the ground game for Smith. Gang tackle as he got to the 29. Let's go to Solomon Wilcott. Solly?
Yeah, Mike, the Indianapolis Colts defense have some players that are beginning to sort of wear down. Defensive tackle Ellis Johnson, he's in the game with a right knee sprain, so he's less than 100%. Jeff Burris, well, he's been fighting the flu bug the entire game. In fact, he had to go into the locker room and get some rest, came out midway in the third quarter, but he's also in the game. Both players are far less than 100%, Mike.
All right, Solomon, thank you. 2nd and 6 out of the eye. Smith on the toss. At the line of scrimmage, it'll be a big 3rd down for Miami. Josh Williams stood his ground in the middle of that line for Indianapolis.
I'm going to tell you what, this has been one great defensive football game.
And I'll tell you, the offenses have been very efficient. Long drives, opportunities. The Colts left the Dolphins in this game early. Had chances to put them away, put 21 points on the board, couldn't get it done.
Fiedler, who made every play on the last drive, has to do it again to keep this one alive. And now the Colts will take a timeout on defense.
Well, they were totally confused on defense because they went 3 wide Miami to the right, and they only had 2 people over there to cover them.
It was a 14-0 Indianapolis lead. Miami has stormed back. 3rd and 6 for Fiedler.
O.J. McDuffie has been the big guy on 3rd downs for the Dolphins.
4-man rush. Fiedler with plenty of time. Incomplete. McDuffie got his hands on it and couldn't hold it. It would have been a 1st down.
Boy, Jeff Burris, he was right there, number 20. Solomon said he's less than 100%, but you just suck it up and you have to give it your all. Take a look at Jeff Burris. He knows that the ball's going to go to O.J. McDuffie. Look at this play. Watch, back to the outside. This ball only goes off of O.J. McDuffie's hands. He should have caught the ball.
He makes a one-handed catch, which was impossible almost. This one here just slips away.
High snap. Turk got it down, kicking into the wind, and got off a beauty with Ford Wilkins. Fair catch. He let it go, then has to go back and field it on the hop. What a play by Turk.
It's tough sometimes to catch when the wind carries it. Even though it's into the wind, you're not sure what it's doing. Now, I believe it just touches his left hand. He does a very smart thing. Watch that.
No, it didn't.
It didn't, but he wasn't sure, and he wasn't taking a chance, and that's a good decision.
So the Colts backed up to their 18-yard line. Can Manning get anything going offensively? Harrison. Surtain not aware of where the ball was. Harrison was, and he caught it for 30.
You know, I'm going to tell you, this is design play. This is where Manning throws behind the defensive back. Watch Marvin Harrison. Surtain is out there with him. Now watch this ball. It's thrown short. Surtain is looking at Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison was looking at the ball.
You wonder why Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison spend so much time together working on the little things of the game. That's why.
Jim Morris so close to that first playoff win. Blitz coming. Manning with the out, complete to Harrison, taken out of bounds by Surtain in Miami territory at the 46. Vanderjack, who has kicked 3 today, including a 50-yarder, would have an opportunity with the wind.
You know what's great about this kid as a kicker? His attitude. I mean, really, nothing bothers him. He doesn't, you know, the further away, the better for him. He doesn't care.
You were that way. As a punter, nothing bothered you.
As a punter,
Still doesn't.
as a punter, who was going to bother me?
They don't expect him to miss, ever.
Now, normally when Peyton Manning does this much walking behind the line of scrimmage, it's a run.
And it is. Edgerrin James trying for the 1st down. Still on his feet, fights for the extra yardage and has it.
Well,
He's done that 4 or 5 times today.
Zach Thomas had a shot at him again and didn't hit him. And Zach Thomas is the one that told us, you have got to wrap this guy up, because if you don't, he is strong enough, first of all, to stiff arm you, which he doesn't have to do here. So here it comes, 54 is Zach Thomas. Look at this. Bang, he's got the shot. He only gets him at the feet. That's not enough. And he gets the first down.
The other thing he said, he learned playing against the Dolphins because they come so hard, he can let them run by.
Manning again. Altering the play. This one's tipped at the line of scrimmage. And it looked like it was Derek Rogers, the linebacker, who came on the blitz, pulled up, and blocked it.
You know you're not going to get to Peyton Manning. I mean, you just assume that. He's only been sacked 20 times this year. Watch number 59. Rush as far as you can, then get yourself some space away from Ken Dilger, and then focus on Manning's delivery and try and knock the ball in the air.
2nd and 10. Manning, quarterback draw, and he'll lose a yard. He thought he saw something, but it wasn't there.
Well, if you're going to run a quarterback draw, you have to sell it a few steps. I think he got in a little bit of a hurry this time. And with those 2 big guys in the middle, watch this. He takes 1 step, thinks he has room. He has nowhere to go. Plus Trace Armstrong and Jason Taylor wind up closing the middle.
The other thing, you don't run a quarterback draw if the middle linebacker sitting there in the middle, and that's where Zach Thomas, number 54, was.
And the ends played it so well, Zach never had a chance to get in on it. Manning wants to go to the sideline and talk about it on 3rd and long. If you joined us late, you have missed a beauty. The Colts got some help early from their defense. Chad Cota with the interception. Chad Bradsky with the interception. Cota with his 2nd. Pathan with the touchdown catch from Manning, and then down 14-0 in the 3rd quarter. Miami comes back to cut it in half. Then, with just seconds remaining in the game, Miami ties it.
This brings up an interesting decision for Jim Mora, because if they only pick up 4 or 5 yards, do you take a chance on a 50, 60-yard field goal, or do you punt it in, put your defense out, and try and let them go 70, 80 yards for a score?
Talking about Vanderjagt now. Kick the field goal. Offside Miami.
Might be a free play for Manning. This is going to be close to 1st down territory at the 31, about a yard shy. Now we'll check the penalty. It looked like Lorenzo Bromell jumped off sides.
Well, you look at the decision you got to make. You're looking at now about a 49-yard field goal as opposed to a 60-yard field goal. But you're going to get an extra down if you take the 5-yard penalty, which will only put you inside the 40.
I think you kick it.
Here comes Vanderjagt.
Offside. Defense, number 91. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
This shows incredible faith in your place kicker.
Well,
it would have been 3rd and 7. Instead, 4th and 1. He will come on to try from 49. He's already hit 3, 1 of them from 50.
Right, and he hit it right down the middle.
Vanderjagt 4 out of 6 in the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter or overtime in the regular season. This will be from 49 to win it. No good. Miami is still alive. The kicker who never misses has just missed.
I'm not sure whether this doesn't get blocked at the line of scrimmage, because he would kick it a lot further. Watch this, number 99, Jason Taylor, just to the left part of your screen. He jumps late. I think he just might catch a piece of that and forces the ball out to the right. Jason Taylor with a high surge. No, it goes over. Vanderjagt just missed it right.
Vanderjagt just rushed it.
And now Miami gets the start from its own 39. Fiedler to throw. That one wobbles out of there and almost picked. Jim Bates, the defensive coordinator. Yes, sir.
He's looking at you, Paul.
What's that? Look at that.
No way. Oh, what a job he's done. Jim Moore says, I still can't get the first one.
And their most reliable weapon
Good
did
decision.
not come through.
Good decision there.
I thought so, too. Fiedler. Back to Smith on the screen. Great cut by Lamar Smith. Boy, they had him dead to rights in the backfield. He got away from Belser.
And did you see who was out front trying to lead Lamar Smith around the corner? That was Jay Fiedler, number 9.
He's got a lot of guts, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a half an arm. Good job by Belser. He really blows this thing up. But then Smith just doesn't stop. Now watch the right of your screen. Watch number 9 come into the picture. There he is, trying to throw a block.
With his left shoulder.
Trying to miss throwing the block.
Vanderjagt hoping for another opportunity. Will he get it? 3rd and 3 Miami. Fiedler rifles that one first down. And both players still down. Jeff Ogden was drilled.
He got hit right in the middle of the back.
Mustafa Muhammad on the coverage.
Jeff Ogden, number 88, gets himself beyond the first down marker and hooks himself up. But watch Muhammad right here. Bam, right in the back with his helmet. Excellent throw, excellent choice. And a great job holding on to the ball.
Jay Fiedler throwing the ball a lot more accurately here. And here's the pop, right square in the middle of the back.
Boy, and that ball needed to be fired in there, and it was. And you're right, Paul. Great job by Ogden, who makes his first catch of the game to hang on to that. Jay Fiedler in the first half was woeful. 5 out of 14, 3 interceptions. In the second half, he's reminding people of Marino. 13 out of 19. First and 10 from the 48. Olindo Mate, who kicked a 49-yard game winner into the wind last week. Smith. Lamar Smith to the outside. Flag is down. May have been a face mask.
You know what? This is a situation where you have a safety. Chad Cota, who's going to come up and play the run because he knows it's a run, and then he sells himself away from the hole. You have got to make sure where the ball carrier is because you're the guy that has to make the tackle.
Number 80, offense. 10-yard penalty.
What a huge call. Tony Martin called for the hold downfield.
He's on Jeff Burris. Now, he does a nice job of shielding. There it is. See his left hand? That's what the referee sees. That flag comes in from the back judge, and that's a good call. He's got him with his left hand. Does a nice job of trying to help out, but won't let Burris go to try and make a play on Smith.
So it backs him up to the 44. Dave wants that just livid. Smith this time to the 41. So the penalty marked off from the spot of the foul, and it was 1st and 6.
You don't get that very often.
No, you don't.
Not too many 1st and 6.
Inching ever closer to an opportunity for Olindo Mate.
And Solomon brought up, I think, a very good point. He talked about in the middle of the 4th quarter, the fatigue that was setting in on this Colts defense. We've talked about them not being very big. They, again, have been out there an awful long time.
And now Miami will spend its first timeout in overtime, facing a 2nd and about 3.
You know, you got 2nd and 3, and you're still in a situation where Lamar Smith carries the ball.
Oh, yeah.
For the next 2 times.
And why not? He's got 183 yards rushing today on 36 carries. Let's go to Solomon Wilcott. Solly?
Yeah, Mike, the injury report on wide receiver Jeff Ogden, he had the wind knocked out of him on that hit. He's up and moving around. He's expected to return to the ball game.
Good news for the Dolphins, Solomon, because he made that huge catch that kept his drive going.
Well, they've gotten an awful lot of production out of Jeff Ogden and O.J. McDuffie. I mean, we haven't seen Oronde Gadsden but a couple times early in the game.
Here they come. Colts come on the blitz. Smith crosses the 40, dragging tacklers with him near the 38. That was where he had to get for the first down. Guy runs hard, doesn't he?
He really does. I mean, he's so hard to bring down. When you look at the way he approaches tacklers, gets his shoulders down, he's got those big legs, gets his knees up, and there's very little that you can try and tackle. Built low to the ground.
He shattered Larry Zonka's Dolphin postseason record today.
Look at the average. 5 yards a carry. Did they make it, Paul?
Well, I'll tell you what. The way they marked it,
come on, quick.
No.
Joe, he was waiting as long as he could. Those chains were stretched out there.
How good am I? I'm the best there is.
Yes, you are.
Ever.
I'll go on.
No.
So it's 3rd and inches. Vanderjack beside himself after the miss, even though it was a 49-yarder.
Yeah, but it's uncharacteristic. You know, you make a 50, you got to figure the 40 is something you can knock through.
Mate has missed today. He missed a pair last week, but hit the game winner.
I think with this short of yardage, I'm not a big fan, nor was I when I played, of a quarterback sneak. But I think what you want to try and do is just pick up the necessary yardage with your quarterback.
They did it to Lamar. Fiedler dives. Was really blasted as he went over the top, but appeared to have more than enough for the first down.
Boy, I'll tell you, he did get it, though. That's the perfect way to do it. That little hesitation, you get the snap. It's not a long time. It's just a little bit of a hesitation to let these guys clear out a little bit. Watch. Boom. Now, up over the top. All that ball has to do is just cross that plane.
Remember, he cannot extend the ball. He's got to get it out there far enough because he's got that pad shoulder.
Boy, did Peterson and Hollier give him a shot.
He's one tough guy.
Yes, he is. Smith. Colts string that one out. And Smith will only get a couple.
You got to be a whole bunch of guys on that Colt defensive line saying, how long do we have to look at this guy?
Well,
Lamar Smith.
Right here and right now, as Vanderjack continues to ponder over what happened to him.
Vanderjack, 25 of 27 during the regular season in his career, 86 of 96. He does not qualify for the all-time record because he doesn't have 100 makes. But if he did, he would be well above anybody else in the game. Fiedler, blitz coming. Gadsden. First down and more. Jason Belzer made the tackle, but they're in field goal range now.
What you're seeing is a fabulous job by an offensive coordinator, Chan Gailey. He knows his football team so well. He knows the capabilities of his receivers and his quarterbacks. They try and bring the blitz off the corner, and that forces Belzer to go out and try and make the tackle on Gadsden. Manages to bring him down after he makes the first down. Lamar again, Paul?
Lamar again, Paul.
Field goal.
I don't think you try it yet. I just think you keep pounding.
Lamar Smith has now carried the ball more than anyone else in NFL postseason history. 39 carries. He has 192 yards. Vanderjagt so upset after having the chance to win it himself. 2nd and 4. Smith cuts it out short. Lamar Smith, touchdown. It's over. Lamar Smith, an incredible day. 40, count them, 40 carries, 209 yards, and the game-winning touchdown in overtime after the Colts missed a 49-yard field goal that would have won it.
We talked about the patience of Edgerrin James running the football. Watch the patience of Lamar Smith as he mounts 209 yards. Look at this. He almost stops completely. He lets the big guy, Tim Ruddy, get outside for him. O.J. McDuffie down the field trying to block. And you talk about a runner that will not be denied. They're locking up on him, and he will not be denied.
Jason Taylor celebrating as the Dolphins' improbable success continues. And Chan Gailey saw his offense come through when it had to. Down 14-0. They stormed from behind, got the tying touchdown in the last minute of regulation. And Jim Mora has yet to win that first postseason game. For a while, it looked like he had it in the bag, and Dave Wannstedt will have his season continue with the Dolphins. They will play the Raiders in the 2nd round of the playoffs. That is a remarkable comeback by the Miami offense.
And they did say at the start of the game there, they do like to run the ball on their offense. Seemed to work quite well for them, as you saw Lamar Smith leaving the field there with the game ball clutched to his chest.
Amazing, isn't it? Peyton Manning held to less than 200 yards passing. Edgerrin James very quiet in the second half. Jay Fiedler, no interceptions in the second half. Lamar Smith, the record is held by Eric Dickerson. Lamar Smith passed the great Keith Lincoln into second place. Good thing ED wasn't on the sidelines. And Dave Wannstedt knew exactly how his team had won it.
We've got to this point by playing defense, running the ball, playing physical, and that's what happened today. And you know, the character of this team in there and these guys, the way they hang together, it's amazing. It really, truly is. I mean, but it hasn't been any different all year.
When you play a game where you don't turn the ball over, you don't make mistakes, you don't have penalties like that, if you're good enough, you ought to win. But we didn't get it done today.
I let my teammates down, I let the organization down, I let the city of Indianapolis down, so it's a pretty big burden to carry into the offseason, but nothing can change that now.
Vanderjagt ain't taking it
down.
He ain't taking it too personally at all, is he? Wow.
No, I mean...
It's because he builds himself up so much, doesn't he?
He shouldn't have told him he could kick a 60-yarder, I'll tell you that for sure. I really thought, I mean, that was... You can see what pressure does to a kicker,
yeah.
You know, because he made the 50-yarder earlier on with no trouble at all. I wonder if I would have taken 3rd and 7 and tried another play, even if it meant him kicking a longer field goal to try. And I certainly would have tried to move the ball downfield when there were 28 seconds left and Indianapolis had it in regulation. Because you saw a 30-yard pass to Marvin Harrison, and you're one play away from field goal range in regulation, and you can end the game there. And Miami, coming in the end of the game, they picked up a couple of breaks. You know, they got to play off with no time on the clock, and that was what Jim Mora was screaming about during the 2-minute warning. And Scioli dropped a pass that should have been an interception, just like Bradski's. But, you know, that's why he's a defensive end and not an offensive end.
Yes, indeed.
And then you can't give enough credit to Lamar Smith and the middle of the Dolphins line. Indianapolis never put their defensive pressure up the middle because the center and 2 guards, especially Mark Dixon, were playing so well. They kept coming with a 4-man rush with a defensive back coming from the side. And you saw, like, when Autry picked up the blitzing defensive back and Fiedler made the pass. Fiedler was great, you know, in the last 5 minutes of the game in the last and in the overtime, but it was because they kept those outside guys off him, and there was never a rush up the middle, and that made it easy for the Dolphins.
Well, the point seemed to be that Fiedler, and quite logically in the games like this, needed a bit of time to settle in, and that's what he got and did.
He did, and Jim Mora just didn't put enough pressure on him, and that's why Jim Mora has never won an NFL playoff game, although he did well enough in the USFL, but that ain't the same thing.
Yeah, I should imagine it's not by a long chalk. There you go, that's the first of our wildcard weekend games, still 3 to go. When we come back after the break, we'll have the second of the Saturday games. Mike will be reporting on how the defending champions got on against the New Orleans Saints in a moment.